Hello everyone and welcome to OCP Gaming. My name is Jeremy Nichols and of course I am your host. And today we've got The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, the Game Boy Color Edition. We are playing it via the Nintendo Switch on the NSO, which is just an awesome service. And I'm not using a Switch Pro controller. I have a Retro Fighters. It's an N64 controller. It's a Brawler 64, completely wireless. Very comfortable, and I like the analog stick on it better than I do the Pro controller. So that's what we're using. Go for comfort today. I do remember when Link's Awakening came out on the Game Boy, and we bought it as soon as it came out. I didn't play the DX version for quite a while. But I have played it, obviously, since then. But I remember loving the... Like, initially, I didn't like it. Because I felt it was really tough. But over time, I got into it. And I think it's the best story out of all the Zelda games. And I've just fallen in love with it. It's always trading the top spot in the Zelda games for me between Zelda 2 and this. Like, they're always going back and forth. And it just really depends on how I'm feeling. Like just I the first Zelda game would be, see, it's even hard to put that at number 3 because I love A Link to the Past, which we're going to get to at some point. Pretty much the first 4 Zelda games, that's my wheelhouse. And I love the remake they did of this on the Switch. I have it. I played the hell out of it. It's phenomenal. One thing I loved about the original Link's Awakening was, I think I saw it in a magazine that you could screen wrap, and what you would do is you would walk off screen and you would press the map button as you walked off screen. And if you did it right, you would wrap to the other side of the screen. And I started doing that all over the map, right? Because you could get around locked doors and you get places where you're not supposed to go unless you have the boots or the hook shot, things like that. And I found in an early cave, if you do that, you can get the power bracelet before you even go in level 1. And if you do it a second time, you get the more powerful power bracelet right from the start. And I absolutely love that. And you can actually, like, you can't do it on the NSO, but if you have the Zelda Game & Watch that they put out a couple years ago, it works on there. And I know that because I did that just recently. But I remember I called into Nintendo Power because I was stuck on one of the puzzles in this game. And they didn't really help me. That's when I learned Nintendo Power. Like, I guess it really depended on who you talk to. But, like, I went on there hoping that they would just tell me, yeah, do this, do that, right? Instead, the person that helped me was like, well, think about it like this. Why would Link do this? Do you think he should do that? Like, he was trying to lead me to the solution, which I don't like. I don't like it when people try to lead me to the solution. I'd rather just be told the solution, because at that point, if I'm turning for help, I've already become annoyed, right? I'm already annoyed. I just want the solution. And I just remember getting off the phone thinking, I'm in no better position than I was before, right? Like, I haven't gained anything. But, I told him about the glitch I found, right? And he's like, well, you're not supposed to be doing that, that's great you found it, but, and I'm like, I figured you'd kind of be like, that's awesome. Nope. That was the one and only time I ever called Nintendo Power. Never again. Cost too much money and I didn't actually get my answer. I think I got the answer out of a magazine later on. The owl makes his first appearance here. He would play a big part in Ocarina of Time. I just find it annoying. The acorns I never grab unless they're in a position where I can't get around them without grabbing them. Just because it's, I don't know. I feel like I don't need that kind of help. And the dialogue box takes forever to get through. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But I do grab the little... Oh, shit. I'm dying early here. But I do grab the Triforce power things. Because you can keep those... I think they go away... How many hits do you take? I think you could take like 3 hits before the power goes away. So you can keep them as long as you don't get hit for quite a while. Have to come back for that heart piece. We can't get it yet. So we got to get the mushroom here. Because if we don't, we can't get through the woods here to get the key to open up the first dungeon. And this would be the second Zelda game that would pretty much require you to get some kind of way to open a level, right? Like they experimented with it in A Link to the Past. Like, you didn't have to have a key necessarily, but there were certain things you had to do. And this one, they're like, it's got to be a key. I don't normally spam a bunch of killing enemies and grinding and stuff, but we are trying to get coins. There we go. Piece of power. It's Triforce. And the music changes. But we're trying to save up money because the shovel costs 200 bucks. And then the bow and arrow costs like $9.80 or something like that. Some ridiculous amount. Yeah, there we go. And the powder will light up the torches. And you can also sprinkle it on certain enemies. Like this guy. And now I think we can... Oh, no, we can't kill him, can we? I thought we could kill him if we sprinkled him with it. Now I'm gonna die. I lost my power thing. Damn. Nah, and of course I die. As soon as I say we're gonna die, I die. That's alright. I never said I'd beat this without dying. I just didn't expect to die so soon. I hate those slimes. They're such a pain in the ass. Because they break off into two. There we go. Okay. I know a lot of people complain about the inventory management. You always have to switch, but it's just something you had to do because of the controller, you know, or well, the Game Boy. How he got from the house out here and bit a mushroom or whatever. I mean, that was quick. There we go. Tail key. Now we can get into Dungeon 1. Not a whole lot of setup to get into Dungeon 1. There's some more stuff you can do along the way. I should mention that I don't plan on stealing from the shop. I don't like doing that. As a kid, I didn't care, but I just don't like being referred to as a thief the rest of the game. Which is funny. I mean, to be fair, it is pretty comical. I remember this being, when it came out on Game Boy, like, this was pretty amazing to have this much of a game, right? Like, it's a Zelda game, and not like, it wasn't like Mario Land, where Mario Land is good, but, you know, come on, it's not, you know, it can't hold up to the 8-bit games at all. Mario Land 2, maybe. I think there's just a compass in the next room, so I don't necessarily need the compass. At least not in these initial dungeons. Later on it comes in handy because it makes a chime whenever you enter a room with a key, so that's helpful. I don't have any bombs yet, so we gotta come back. Although I'm sure if you went and got the shovel, because you have to get the shovel to make room for the bombs to be put in the store. Like, I'm sure if you went and bought the shovel before you came in here and then to unlock the bombs, you could come in here with a bomb, but I think it's just a seashell anyway, which obviously we have to get. Once you get all the seashells, or no, not all of them, it's, what is it, 20 of them? You get the second sword, which the power of the second sword can't be understated, because when you're at full health, you shoot a sword beam across the room. I remember this being like the side-scrolling and being able to jump, like, so many people were like blown away by it, but I'm like, we could jump in part 2. And it was side-scrolling. But what am I doing? There we go. That's all I wanted to do. But being able to jump in this game changes a lot. Whoop. Yeah. No! Oh! Because I hit that thing, it bounced me. Damn it. So I'm getting pulled into these pits. A lot of keys in this one. I think the third is... Don't they call it the third dungeon? Key Cavern or something like that? Because there's so many keys. There are locked doors that just take you to another key. So you can unlock another door. Like, there's nothing even in the room that you necessarily need to get. It's just another key. Like, great, I used the key to get a key. I could have just avoided this room. And there's a mini-boss gone. That didn't take very long, did it? And now we can make our way to the boss. Damn it! I was trying to do that. I'm getting hit. That guy can sometimes troll you and knock you off, and you have to climb your way back up, but I mean, it's not so bad, but it's one of those things where it's like, just a pain in the ass, you know? I always like when he plays the instruments when he gets them. I always thought it was really good. I think the third, is it the second or the third dungeon when you beat it sounds really, really good. So, the story here is that you were on a ship and shipwrecked on an island. You woke up and you've got to get off this island. The only way to do it is by waking the windfish. That's the story. This isn't Hyrule. Zelda's nowhere to be found. This is its own side story. I think that's part of the reason why I like it so much, is that it took us out of Hyrule and gave us something else to do besides stopping Ganon and saving Zelda, you know. That's probably why I like Mario Sunshine so much. Like, it took us out of the Mushroom Kingdom, gave us something else to do, you know. Cleaning, essentially. So we're at 90. Gonna need a lot more. And this screen always has a seashell. It's typically the first one people find. Something good is bound to happen. So we are gonna go play... Well, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on the crane game. I do like the crane game, but I'm gonna hold off on it. We don't need it yet. Actually, I'm going to... Try to... Well, I think that's more comfortable for me. I always have to get comfortable with my buttons set up. I think... Might as well get half a heart here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm still drinking my Dubby energy. I'm trying to wake up. Probably not the best time to try and record, but it's when I was able to make it into the studio, so. Get another heart. Oh, no, I'm gonna fall. Watch, I'm gonna fall. And I fell anyway, because I'm an idiot. Gotta save the Bow Wow. There we go. It's I who will get you. Always try to get as many hits in as you can. There we go. Yeah, there we go. What a fearsome beast. I like how the music is still exciting, even though even though you killed everybody. I'll take that, thank you. Oh, thank you. He will eat enemies. Yep, see? Told you. Ooh, that was nice. I do like the idea of these telephone houses. Because you answer the phone and it gives you a hint of something. But they're not necessary. They're just one of those neat little things. The only downside to this thing is that you can't control it necessarily. Like, I need him to eat that. There you go. It's like, dude, there we are. You might get lucky sometimes and he'll eat them right away. Other times he just kind of hangs back and... Well, that's not the one I expected him to eat, but that will work. Bottle Grove. I gotta switch these back. There we go. I was trying to get used to it, it just wasn't happening. This one has quite a few key puzzles in it itself. And then I think... There we go. Oh! Press the wrong button. Another key. Does it tell me? Yeah, I got 3 already. Oh, come on. There we go. Walking backwards. That's how we do the moonwalk. There we are. Then I think... Well, I should have hit that. I believe down there is just the map, I want to say. Map of the compass. Not necessarily something... Again, I'm not really worried about getting those. You know, this might be the map, too. No, it's the beak. Yeah. So with the beak, there's owl statues you can plug the beak into and get a clue. Not that you ever need to, really. Let's see here. Well, at least we know where we don't need to go. I like how you can essentially moonwalk in the game. Cool. plenty of powder. Yeah, I know it's heavy. See, and that's something else that annoys me. There's also these pillars that you run through later on in the game that if you don't have... Or no, I'm sorry, if you just get close to them, they'll say, oh, it looks like you can run through this. And it's like, I know, you don't have to tell me every godforsaken time, you know? I meant to do that. I meant to jump over that bat like that. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. Yep. Oh, you got me. I went ham on him. He got me. He got me good. Maybe I should just restart this whole thing. Nah, I'm not frustrated enough to restart the whole thing. We'll be fine. What? Yeah, there we go. We don't have to open that. Whoop. Smash the button. Give us something to do. Let's try this again, and let's try to not get killed. Okay, I got cocky the first time, but... Come here. Come on. I don't want to fall down a thing and die because I was trying to get a damn fairy. Yeah, there we go. Da-da-da-da. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, now we can lift stuff up. Woohoo! Oh. There's a lot of item management here. You're going to see that screen a lot. Although I try to keep the items that I use the most at the top, just to make it easier to get to everything, you know, quicker. Like, I don't use the magic powder that much, so... There we go, that was nice. I think... Yeah, and this is the one I always have problems with this one. There's a certain way you have to kill these guys. And I swear, every time I do this, I have to look it up. Watch, I'm gonna mess this up though. I already know that I am. No, oh my god, I didn't. Holy crap. Normally, I swear to god, normally, it's just the other day I was playing through the remake of this, I had to look it up. Because I kept messing it up. Oh man, that was luck. Trying not to die here. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. We might die here. We could potentially die on this one. It's very possible we're gonna die. I mean, I'm not gonna purposely die. Let's see if I can make it through here. We've done some. If anyone's watched my, I think the DuckTales run we did, it was down to the wire on the DuckTales run, and we pulled it out. So it's not impossible. It's just challenging, is all. And if we have to come back in and fight the guy, oh well, big deal. BFD. We'll be fine. I think it's one more and the bottle breaks. We better hit it first. Okay, now this is where it can get kind of challenging. Damn it. Well, we're just gonna have to fight him again. Not the worst thing in the world to have to do. We'll be fine. Let's say I want to grab that, and I feel like why'd I do that? I feel like this is a shortcut, I want to say. Yeah, how cool is this seeing piranha plants in a Zelda game? I really thought I was going to kill him. Yeah, I knew this. Yeah, this is a shortcut. Try not to get hit here. I guess I could have grabbed that. Speak. Well, last time we went into it with, what, half a heart? Let's see if we can do it with 4. The vast majority of the bosses are dependent on you having the item from the level. Like the first one, not really. You didn't really need the rock feather to beat him. To get to him, yeah, but not to beat him. Which I always thought that was pretty cool that, you know, like you gotta use the power bracelet here, and then in the third dungeon we'll have to use the boots. We can switch up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Now get down to the nitty-gritty. See, the first part I can do without a problem. It's the second part that he still got me. Almost. There it is. There it is. Is that a conch? Conch horn, yeah. Here we go. Let's listen to it. Alright, guys. So we're going to wrap it for today. We'll be back. Make sure you check out ocp.podbean.com for the OCP Gaming Podcast. And use the code OCPGAMING to save 10% off your Dubby energy supplies. I've got my Dubby right here. I don't know if you can hear that. And I'm going to polish it off and get more awake. And yeah, that'll do it for us today. But we'll be back as we got a little setup work to do before we get to Dungeon 3. But that'll be for next time. That's it. That's all I've got for you guys. And until next time, farewell.